Evening, everybody. Welcome to Woodturning in the stable studio. I've got my red top on tonight with the smiley faces. That was Joe's choice. I'll let you see the Hallions in the background. And the reason I'm a little bit late, just a few seconds, it was Terry's fault.
He.
Terry had his live today. Terry, you know Terry had a live today. So he was doing his 500 giveaway. And I said to him, "You want to put your link in my chat here and remind people about the giveaway, Terry?" "Oh, wait a minute, I have to go and get the link. Oh, wait, oh, pal, but don't go live yet." So that's why I'm late. It's Terry's fault.
I just put it in 3 times, so now they can go.
Ah, good man, that's fine. So there's no excuse now. Everybody knows what it is.
Brian's habitually late these days. He's just getting old.
I'm getting old and don't give a damn really.
So if everybody goes over and goes into my live, they can go to the description and they can make a comment down below, and they can be in the draw next week.
Make a comment with what?
Hashtag any comment, but got to end up with hashtag Hobbit.
The comment must contain hashtag Hobbit,
And
or
don't
it won't be counted.
separate the tag from the H. It should be all one.
Hashtag Hobbit. I mean, everybody knows how to work a hashtag, Terry. For goodness sake, grow up. I don't know. Gee. Okay.
Mark has put in the chat. He's never on time.
You can be quiet. You can be quiet.
Where are you anyway?
He's Mark is spending some quality time with Kim today,
Okay.
So we'll just leave him where he is. And Jared, the French turner, instantly in with a question about food. Look, how was your bolognese? Right. Anyway, so welcome along to Pete and Terry and Joe.
Hello, everybody.
And everybody else in the chat.
Good evening, everyone.
Somebody will.
Evening.
One of these good people will read out who's in the chat. Well, in a minute or two, because I'm going to describe what we're going to do next. Get in the background. There we go. So this evening, I'm going to turn the timepiece. Well, it's a clock, really. It's not as fancy as a timepiece; it's a clock. So let's go to the overhead camera. And we'll. Are you still there, Pete? Did you fall out then? I think we just lost Pete. You're back again, Pete.
Back again.
You put me in the background and kicked me out at the same time. I don't know.
I didn't. I never touched you. It was your own fault. You done something. It must be that internet. You know that dodgy.
Put my beer down.
It's there's the problem. You set it on the keyboard. Dodgy internet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's okay then. Right. So let's get back to what we're going to do. This piece of wood. This is a piece of elm. Elm burr. As you can see, it's got lots of knobbly bits on it. It's about 9 inches across and about 5 inches tall to the extremities of the knobbly bits. And it's currently about 2 3/4 inches deep. So I'm going to break my rules tonight. And I'm going to use a woodworm screw. I have a rule. Don't use a woodworm screw. And the reason I have said rule is the last twice I've used it, it ended up falling off the lathe. So, Terry gave me a couple of tips earlier. I marked the drill bit, and I marked it from the point to the edge of the tape is slightly longer than the hole I actually need. So, let's just drill the hole. So we'll try to get this nice and vertical. And it's pretty soft wood because it's a bit spalted and stuff. And I don't mind if it's a little bit longer than it should be, because what we don't want is we don't want the end of the woodworm screw. We don't want the end of the screw to bottom out in the hole, which then starts to push the threads back out again. So let's get a chuck on the old lathe.
Would you like me to read out who's in the chat?
Just give me a second, Joe, and I'll put. I'm using this woodworm screw. The sides of the jaw, you can't see that really, and there. The little edges in your jaw where the circle is in the middle, they have to grip into this groove. So we'll set that in there. No, we won't. Yes, we will. I thought I'd lost my chuck key then. And we'll close this up and make sure it's locked in place. There we go. And I'll get this mounted onto this screw chuck now. Okay, Joe, you can tell us who's in now.
Okie
you.
dokie, we have, other than Pete of Twisted Trees and TJ Turning, we have Richard Phelan, woodwork learner Andy, Terry Bartlett, Gerard the French Turner, Adam I Love Wood Turning.
Well, it's on. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I'm just going down because there's a lot of chats. So
Sorry,
I'm
please.
in the chat.
Sorry, I thought
Tommy's
you got lost
Workshop.
then.
No,
You heard
no,
ya?
no. You wish. Tommy's Workshop. Tommy's Workshop. Michelle
saying anything.
Oosby. Oh, Mrs. Oosby's in. You've had it now.
Oh, dirt on
I'm in
Brian. Dirt on Brian.
in trouble. I'm in trouble.
Dave Oatey. Brian Watkins. That's as far as mine goes at the moment.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what you're doing. There's loads more in than that.
There is.
Yeah, there's quite a few in yet. It's okay. So I got Benjamin, Brent Beecroft,
Great.
Clint Edward Dancers, Rob from Copper Owl, Door 60, Doug Miller, Douglas Mungan, Gerard French Turner, John Scarborough, Keith Jarvis, Katie Shed, Mark Gentleman Wood Turner, Michael McEwen. We got Michelle already.
So
Neil
I'll just
M,
don my safety goggles here.
Norman Greenwell, Richard Phelan, Rob CP, Roy's the Boys, Terry Bartlett, we've said. The Yorkshire Gets in. And where did he get to? Yorkshire just jumped out again. And we got
I didn't have any of them in.
no. Todd at Glencoe Woodworks, Tommy's Workshop, Trevor Morley, Trevor P.L.B. Turner, Trevor Reed, Andrew Y. Woodshed, Woodturners by Barry, Woodwork Learner Andy, and Woodburn Paul in the participants list. And I go back to the chat. If there's anybody else joined us, and
Woodworm
welcome
Paul?
aboard, Woodburn Paul.
Yes, my YouTube on
Good
my
Blair.
phone's packed up. So
Oh, this is
GTD
punky.
Blair is in as well.
This
Good
is
evening
all a
to
bit
all of you.
punky, lads.
Welcome to Brian's channel.
is it?
Yeah, this is a bit punky.
If we
We've
forgot
got
anybody,
Latalia,
please put your name in again.
Dilio.
Hello, Lionel.
All right, Lionel, and Michael McEwen. Good evening.
So I'm just going to try and make a tenon in here.
Got Lawrence Bagager.
So if we missed
I'm
anybody,
actually going
pop it
to
in again.
stop that just for a second, drop the
Mhm.
tool rest down a bit so as I can get the handle a little bit lower and try more shear cutting than anything else so as I can. Because this is a bit punky in here.
Mhm.
You might
Yeah.
see that. It just fell out.
I would go a pull cut on that.
Pull cut.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Nigel Foster's in. We missed Nigel. Sorry, Nigel. Everybody clap for Nigel Foster.
He's been
Welcome
funny.
aboard.
He's been giving me some grief about a post on Facebook. Will you be Yorkshire gritting this tonight, Brian, by any chance?
I don't know yet, Joe. Unlikely, I think. I think this is going to have to get oiled.
Oh, what a shame! I was going to sing for Nigel this evening if I was going to sing, but
Well,
All
you
right.
could still sing, Joey. You'll put a little bit on the bit, then he'll cut it off. Put it on the tenon, Brian, and cut it off afterwards. No, says Nigel.
Have a look,
Thank
Ryan.
you. Yep. That's enough of a tenon if it's secure enough.
Is he going to grip or do you want to?
Well, I'm just going to get my calipers out and measure the size of the tenon.
Well, if it's only a little bit of the surface, it'll still grip the rest of it. So you should be right.
Yeah, there's about half an inch there. So it's got 2/3 of it. Thought there was a crack for a second there, but it's not.
phew.
Clint says, no need, Brian, for grip. You're sacked.
Again,
Okay.
shock horror. I'm sacked again.
You get more
Notice-
P60s than, I don't know, an Amazon.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. 48 mil, roughly, for a tenon. So we've a little bit to go yet. Bring that up to the middle.
I can see you've got a new sticker. with
I'll
your
bring this up.
branding on.
This here.
Yeah,
Yep.
Getting bigger. It's getting bigger.
it is.
Well, that's the inspection hatch that's on the lathe. There's a plate that comes off there so you can get in and check the
Ah,
the
okay.
pulleys and stuff, or the end of the shaft. So I just made one.
It covers it nicely.
Mhm.
There we go.
You
So
might get rid
very
of some of that more punky stuff.
yeah. Hoping so, Terry. We'll find out now. Forgot to drop tool rest again. Now, why did I lift the tool rest in the first place? So they didn't catch the point of the calipers, so they are trailing when you're pointing down the way. But that's no good for the chisel.
Douglas Mungham's in. I don't know if we said hello.
Hi, Douglas. Well, welcome everybody. I didn't say hello to everybody. Thanks all for coming in. Appreciate all you guys.
You currently have 67 watching, Brian.
My goodness. I think I'd be happy with that.
Andy Woodwork Learners noticed that you've removed all the other stickers from your lathe. Except the smiley faces
All the other stickers I've got, the only other
in the bin.
are on my door, which is becoming the sticker board.
Ah,
So I think I'll use my skew just to try and finish that edge off there. To make this nice and square. And give the jaws of the tenant something to bite on. We can make it a little bit of just a slightest little bit of a dovetail. Doesn't really need a dovetail because it has the beak jaws on it. I think we'll get away with that now.
Terry Bartlett says
But this is a bit punky.
he's noticed a new trend is started today by Grandma Ruth. The delivery of a fresh cup of tea. I did mention it to the wife. She quickly told me where to go.
Well,
Well,
Terry,
Terry.
you can tell your wife that Lisa, my wife, regularly
Yep.
delivers coffee to the workshop.
She
does.
indeed.
I've seen her do that. Yes.
So I don't know what to do with this. It's a bit punky, guys.
You could sand and seal it a couple of times.
Yeah,
Then-
if I sanding sealed the back of that now and then try to
Yeah,
sand
you're coming back to
stop
it,
the
lady.
fine
You
out.
can give it a
Coming
go
back
later.
to that
can't you?
anyway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll pour a bit of sanding sealer into that.
Mark
Mark
Strawton's just joined
Strawton.
the chat. Oh,
Hi,
And
Mark.
I believe it's his birthday today.
happy
as well.
birthday,
It
Mark.
is. Happy birthday, Mark. Well done,
Yeah,
mate.
we did sing happy birthday to him earlier.
Yeah,
Happy
well,
birthday,
tried to.
Mark.
Happy
Well,
birthday, dude.
Mr. Walt did anyway. I'm not so sure how successful it was, but
The rest of the
Well,
chat
I
complained
can only
bitterly, but
imagine.
Good job you said that, Terry, while Ruth was out the room. She may not see it. Chat might go by. No chocolate biscuits, though, Andrew.
No,
no
but
chocolate.
Brian gets chocolate biscuits.
he does, doesn't he?
Yes. Arrows and all those sort of things, and as well. Snickers.
Well, she hadn't done that for a while now. I think the novelty's worn off, guys.
Ah,
Oh,
Was it?
right.
She is
Yeah.
watching now, Bryce, so a little hint would
Oops,
miss.
a little hint. No, last time I made a little hint, she brought me a kettle. Look, wait till I show you. I dropped a little hint. This is what hint gets you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Kettle. And better than that, box of damn tea bags. I have to make
Yeah.
my own tea.
And the other thing, of course, when you hinted too much, she took you shopping.
Yeah, I'm not even going there. I'm not even mentioning that. Forced to go shopping. What's that about?
yeah, I
This
think
is-
Lisa
this-
would
this
prefer
is
me to
pretty-
stay out here permanently, but you know. Let's go
Oh,
in
I'm
and make some
sure
sawdust
she
on the
would.
floor. Keeps her happy.
Not sure if he mentioned Mark Harvey, but Mark's just asked the question, why sanding sealer?
Oops.
Because it's a
Sanding,
bit punky here.
sanding
Brian,
sealers
try to
helps to,
stiffen it.
yeah, it helps to kind of stick the fibers together, if you like. I'm just trying to stiffen the base of this up so as I can maybe when I come back to it, I might get a bit better cut.
You know, as he turns it, the chisel won't cut through. It'll knock it off and it'll fly out and go deeper and deeper. So if you can harden up
That's kind of what's
rough
happening now.
timber,
It's just getting,
and then you may
it's
be able
just
to
getting
get a good
pulled out.
finish on it.
That bit's staying anyway, so that's okay. That flat bit, and we're leaving that flat bit as well. Terry told me to. So if you don't like the flat bit on the end, it's Terry's fault.
Neil wants to know if there's a face looking out of that back of the timber.
Is there a face?
It will be at the front.
He's obviously seeing a face there somewhere. Oh yeah, I can see it. John
Oh.
Brian's just patting its eyes now.
John Scarborough's asked, would
Oh, here.
CA glue do the same
Yeah.
in small areas?
Oh, there you go. Eyes,
There you go.
and there's the nose.
That's it.
There you go. There is indeed a face. That's real punky, so we'll just have to, yeah, go with that.
And the
Yes,
answer
John
is, John,
Scarborough.
yes, it will.
We'll just let that dry a wee minute.
On small areas. Well, I do it on large areas, but you need an awful lot of it.
If you've
That
got a lot
was,
of super glue on, then leave the workshop until it stops fuming.
yeah, super glue's terrible. So that sanding sealer is stuff I made myself with blonde flakes and cellulose thinners.
Mhm.
So it should dry pretty quick. Just spin it up a wee bit. No, I won't spin it.
You can get commercial products that are wood hardeners for really bad.
You can.
If you really want to save it. I mean, really bad pumpkin wood, I'll throw in the fire.
Yeah, most of the
I
time
have
it's not really.
used that.
Most of the time it's not really
So-
worth it, is it?
I've used it a few times when I was
that's
working
good.
on
That's
windowsills.
pretty well dry. So now we need to take this off the woodworm screw. That way. Well, it came off easy enough, so take that out and unscrew it with your hand, so as you don't leave this thing in.
Jam is in, by the way, as you know.
I always remove this and then unscrew it by hand, so as we don't leave it in leave that pin in the chuck.
Jam is in,
Benjamin.
and true to form. Go on, Pete. True to form.
He said, that's a cracking lathe, Brian. You must be chuffed with it. Shame about the chuck.
I knew he was going to say that. Jamming,
Jam.
you're in trouble, big lad. You're in so much trouble. Oh no, I think I might have made this down too small. What's me going to do? What's me going to do when they come for you, white boy?
You can put a woodworm screw in it.
Douglas has asked, could Brian put it in soaking sanding sealer?
Could.
Could, but there's not a lot of point really.
That's almost fully closed, that chuck.
Well, have you got another chuck you could use?
There's about a mil to go. I think I'll be all right.
Okay.
What am I going to do? I'm just going to hollow this out and try and face this up. In fact, I might just sand. It's actually I'm just going to sand that front face because it's quite nice anyway. Straight off the saw. So I'm just going to hollow out for the clock. Here's the clock. One of these little clocks.
Before you do, you're going to drill a hole right through.
Yep, I've got to drill a hole all the way through. And the reason for that is, if sometimes when you put these clocks in, they get kind of tight and they won't come out again. But if you put a push rod in from the back, you can push them out. So we'll drill the hole.
What sort of price do you pay for these clock mechanisms?
Oh, I can't remember. I think I paid about £6 or £7 for two.
Okay.
I think they're not very dear.
Right, okay, that's really good. That.
They're not very expensive.
And when I sell them, I say I paid £60 each for them.
Yeah, of course.
Of course you do.
And why wouldn't
Klondike
you?
Craftsman has joined us. Good
So we'll
evening,
turn the speed
Lewis.
down. Oh, has Lewis got a video tonight?
You got a video tonight, Lewis? If so, put your link in, please.
Stick your link in there, big lad.
He won't have uploaded it yet.
It's a bit early for him right enough. He's not usually
No.
that ready, not keen. So push that in there.
Gerard is asking if you have a piece of really spalted but very nice, could you use wood hardener to
Yes.
stabilise it?
Yes, you can, Gerard. I've done that.
It does work. Hard to turn after, but it does work a treat.
Hard to turn, and you need to be a little bit cautious because it's not nice chemicals they use for that.
No.
So I always
I
put
was
my mask on for that stuff.
I
It
would
isn't
suggest
perfect, but
I-
it helps.
I would suggest doing that outside, not in your shed.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I fancy that at all.
Sometimes it can be a bit.
Lewis
Yeah, I think
has
more
got,
about after it's dried and you're actually turning it, and
So
then
let
I
me just
still do that with
let me just
a mask on.
let me just double check that I got all the way through there.
Lewis has got a thing on tonight, video, but he can't put
Oh,
a
look,
link
I
in
can
'cause
see
he's
all the way
driving,
through. That's
but-
good.
Inspired by Mr. Oosby.
Yes, you've
Inspired by
inspired him,
Mr.
Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Right, look out now.
Good man, Lewis.
But he's swarming with them.
So place is coming down with the damn things. Take that back a bit, set that in. It's the only thing I don't like about this lathe. Well, one of the two things I don't like
Right.
is the fact that this, from the distance from there to the bottom of the banjo, let me just go to the overhead. This distance from here to here means that you can't really get your tailstock up, and it means the curl is a long way out when you're using it. I'm not going to use it today.
But on such a lathe, Brian, that quill can go almost all the way out without moving.
Oh, I can, yeah. It's sturdy enough. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's fine. So we're just going to hollow this now and hope it doesn't fall off. What we're
Didn't
going to hollow it
recommend
with,
stabilizing fluid if you have access to a vacuum.
I'm going to
machine.
back hollow this with a spindle gauge.
I
No,
don't
not.
have access to a vacuum cleaner, but I suspect if I was to drive up north a bit, I might find a place where there's one in a box.
Yeah,
You
unused.
might.
Complete
Is this
with tubes and
s-
cables.
somewhere you might have been before, Pete?
Might be, yeah.
Ah, somewhere where I found something in a box that kind of
Ended up in your workshop, yeah.
ended up in my workshop. Yeah.
It's amazing what you find.
Yeah.
It's the wrong camera. You guys are not doing your job tonight.
No, it looks fine to me.
We're getting sacked.
Yeah, I thought it looked fine as well.
Can't see the tool.
Fair enough. We'll have a slap on
We'll
wrist.
test it first. Nice husk.
We're keeping Brian on his toes, really.
So this is supposed to be a 60 mil hole.
You got a 60mm Forstner bit.
No, I haven't. Or I would have used a Forstner bit.
You've done a job.
Oh,
in
yeah,
half
you can
a
borrow it
second.
if you want.
Oh, you've got that whole thing full of Forstner bits and there's not one
Yeah.
big enough.
But it
Yeah,
only got
see?
up to 30 mil. And now you see, I'm just confused myself now. I'm going to stop now because this is Terry's fault. I had this clock is exactly the same depth as the
Woodworm.
woodworm screw, and that would have been the end of the hole, so that would have been where I was stopping with the said hole, and now I'll have to measure it. Terry,
Now you can use your depth
Obviously.
gauge.
You don't
Now-
think we did that on purpose, or do you?
so now I have to guess what
Sure.
size it is. I can't remember what size it
Right.
is now. You are some boy, Terry.
3/4 of an inch.
You're doing my head in. I think you could be right, Terry. Luckily enough, I've got a vernier.
Tim
Verniers.
reckons he's got one in the box somewhere if you need to borrow it, Brian.
There you go.
Take 28 years to find it, but
Yeah, I thought it might be.
I'll bet.
Gerard, if you've put it into wood hardener 4 months ago and left it to dry, putting more hardener on it probably won't make any difference because it won't go anywhere because it's already sealed. So just turn it.
Just turn it now and see what happens. I would suggest is right.
usually takes 3 to 5 hours or something like that to actually harden off, doesn't it?
I
Something
was
like
going
that.
to ask you how
I would
long.
Hardens in
normally leave
about
mine a
an
couple
hour
of
and then you get
days.
a light through. Yeah. Then just turn it. It'll be heavy on the chisels, mind.
Is it really that hard?
Rock solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
It can be, yeah. Oh dear. Where did I go? There it is. Couldn't find my
John
bearing either.
Scarborough said it doesn't matter if the hole is deeper than the clock, does it?
No, but you don't want to go all the way through.
Jason
No.
Leverin has just joined us. Good afternoon.
Good evening, Jason.
So now I just need to get the size of this straight. What I think I'll do is I'll just, because we're right at this edge, where's the clock? There's the clock. We'll just pop that in there and see it. It needs to be just a little bit,
Snug.
it's a little bit snug,
That's what you want.
but it's actually at an angle going in, so I'll just square it off and it should be fine.
Yeah.
Best tool for squaring it off? Bearing and palm tool. That is real punky wood, I have to say.
Mm,
I could have picked a better piece of wood.
he's just
No,
lazy.
that one looks pretty.
It does.
She'll be
doesn't
fine.
it?
Gnarly.
It'll be grand. Once you get the oil on, it'll be fine.
It's got character.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that. Grew there.
You've already set the time as well.
Yep, I have indeed. So that's okay. Now let's just sand that up. We'll just power sand it, see how it goes. Start with 120 grit. See what
SK
happens.
SK Crafts is in the chat. Good evening,
Is it?
Hello,
Steve.
Steve.
Oh, Steve.
And Jason Leveron said, "How's everybody? Been a bit since I've been able to join.
Well,
Where's
this is
Mark
indeed,
today?
Jason. How are you, man?
Martin, the gentleman returner, spending time with Kim,
So he's having a night off. We let him.
his girlfriend, so he's having a night out.
Yeah, so it's just the 3 earworms tonight.
The few musketeers.
3 musketeers.
I did send Steve the link, but he must.
He's only just woke
Yeah.
up, I expect.
Yeah,
He may
Steve
well
said,
have just woke up. He's been working all day, so
Come on.
Steve said he didn't want to come in and talk to you, so you know.
that's what it is.
We
I
don't-
just don't want
we
to
don't
talk to
mind.
us, boys. That's okay.
Mine, he could have been in the background waiting and you couldn't be bothered to look. That
Oh.
might be it.
Jeff Sawyers.
I am in the background.
See, look at
Oh, look. Oh, look, here he is.
Hello, Steve. Welcome aboard, mate.
5
for
past 8,
waiting.
I was waiting since.
Thanks
Oh,
for
sorry,
waiting.
mate.
No,
Oh,
Thirty,
why
it's
did
40
you
okay.
think
minutes.
that? You were waiting, yeah.
No, we've
Thanks
just
for
got
waiting 30 minutes.
It's not like you to be shy.
Got my root tubes in. You're doing a lovely job, Brian. In fact, I decided to watch you instead of watching Corey.
We'd
Thank you,
never do
Ruth.
that for Terry, she said.
We'd never do that for
Aw.
Terry.
I know.
She never misses Coronation Street, but she has for
I
you.
need a badge.
You badge.
I feel the need of a badge now. Oh, I just dropped my drill on the floor.
And a new drill.
Yeah.
Did you put that down on the lathe by any chance,
I
Brian?
did, I see that.
He did think
There you go then.
Huge mistake.
you shouldn't put tools on the lathe.
Huge
Brian, they could
mistake.
fall off.
Huge mistake.
They could
Where's
fall
Beckett?
off, Brian.
Oh, it's broke. I've killed my tool.
Hey, look at-
Oh no, I
Did
haven't. It's alright. It's alright. Saved.
I
I
reckon
just
I'll
wanted to put the
still watch it.
spindle lock in.
You've got 78 people watching you, Brian.
78 people. Wow, boys. Yeah.
Watching Brian.
Thank you very
Sam.
much, everybody, for coming in.
Right, while you're all watching then, and it's 7080, I'll put my link in again and say, don't forget to go over and watch this. Or not, well, you don't have to watch it, just go in there and read the description and you'll join in the giveaway, which will be done next Monday. And whatever you see being turned is what you're going to get. Well, somebody is.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Alex.
live just yet.
Alex of Wooden Things is in the chat.
Hi, Alec.
Good evening, Alex.
Oh, Alex.
And
It's Alec.
Gerard,
It's not Alex.
Alec.
It's Alec.
it
It's a
isn't,
good
it's
Scottish
Alex.
name. It's not. It's Alec.
Just the way. Good call.
Oh,
Trust
Kat.
me. It's Alec.
Look, my name's Joe, but it's J-O, Joe.
Yeah, we know.
Too complicated for me. All right, Alec of Wooden
Su-
Things.
Susie the Swiss turner says, surely it would be fun sanding this with the lathe running. It would be.
It would be fun.
It
He'd
certainly
drop his
would
drill
for you.
He'd drop his drill again, wouldn't he?
It
Now,
may well be
Gerard
fun
said,
for you, but not for me.
Gerard says, Brian, the dropping is reserved to Steve.
I
You
know.
are on the wrong day for that.
I know. Shocking. I'm
What?
trying.
What
Only-
do you
Only
mean by
Fridays
believe I
and
did that.
Sundays.
Is
Can't
that a
believe I
copyright
did that.
strike by any chance?
It could well be.
Yeah.
Straight up to 240 grit, I think, guys.
Andy Woodwork Learner said, Pete, is it worth entering Terry's giveaway then?
No, not for you, and don't take your name off now.
Yeah, I reckon it's worth it. I'm going to enter it. I won't
I'm
win,
entering
but
too because it's a nice
I'm
little
going to
U
enter
box.
it as well.
Mind you, he didn't manage.
Ah,
He didn't manage to finish it, of course. But Sandoflex,
Okay,
there's the thing, Terry. That's what we were talking
Sandoflex,
about
that's
earlier.
the word. Sandoflex you need for that. No, I didn't finish it because I don't want to rush it because I want to get it nice for the person who's going to win it.
Nice. I only
Now,
wanted to stretch over
Alec-
2 lives. That's what it was.
You should have started earlier
Actually, I
then.
could finish it next live, couldn't I? Yeah, that's a point. I might do that. Actually. Finish it next.
Steve, don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
Alec
That's
has
that.
actually said either he doesn't
enough.
mind what he's called. So I've got off a little bit with that.
I'm actually
Yeah.
quite impressed that Terry's actually done more than 4 lives in a row.
I am too. I said to
Yeah.
Pete earlier, we need to go on holiday.
He'd be going into meltdown shortly.
It's costing me too much. We need to go on holiday. I said, all this timber I'm using.
Don't you start about timber. Don't you dare.
Gav's today. Woodworks just joined. Hello,
After
Gav.
what you
How's the
told
old-
me yesterday.
Hi, Gav.
Good evening, Gav.
Oh, no, you're not supposed to know that.
Come on then.
Only a bit of wood.
No.
Got a bit of wood.
I just happened to.
I went to a
buy some planks.
podiatrist today, and on the way I saw some trees that had been felled, and I thought, ooh, I should bring Glyn out this way on.
Grandma Ruth Tube says, I won't
Hey.
be entering as I would like a
Cheeky
product
toad.
that's done properly.
Cheeky toad.
No.
No, she said that because she wants it all out the house. Because I'm filling up the kitchen, the bedrooms, the bathrooms. So,
Right,
yeah.
Terry, what I want to know is what have you done to upset Grandma Ruth?
Yeah.
What have you
Married her.
done?
Well, he married her for a start.
Oh, that's true.
43
There you
years
go.
ago.
He's
That'll
cut
be
the
enough.
plug off. He's cut the plug off the telly, so she's got to watch you.
Right, I've just made a little bit of an effort there to, because this is quite punky, I've sanded this a little bit concave here. So it's when it sits on its 2 ends, rather than try to do it flat, as was advised by Terry. So that's kind of, that's that bit. I think we'll go for 400 grit, because see, we're going to oil this rather than
Grit it.
grit it. We'll just
Ben
go up
jamming
to
things.
400 grit.
You've
Ben
been-
jamming
gonna-
things up started a really good trend, Brian.
It's going to,
Brilliant
what?
new trend. At the end of each live, whatever is made should be given away. Great idea, he says.
Save us burning, I suppose.
How am I? Yeah, save us burning them, yeah.
Steve would be booking. They might find out the true value.
Yeah.
Now, the woodwork learner says, Joe, I could imagine you and Glyn sneaking round in disguise with a chainsaw. I would dread to think what disguise you're thinking about.
Oh, Batman and Robin just sprung straight to mind there. in a little
No.
3-wheeler.
Did it.
Danger Mouse and Penfold, I'm thinking.
Oh, very good.
Oh, even better.
In a motorbike sidecar.
That's even better, Steve. Brilliant.
Nice one.
Question is, who's going to be Penfold?
Well,
No comment. On the grounds it might go further up the list.
Can't go further up, Brian. You're at the top.
Only because Mark's not here. The bottom's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm quite happy
that
with
looks
that.
nice.
It looks nice. I think what we'll do is
Does.
we'll give that a little coat of oil just to see what it looks like. What do you think?
Yeah, go for it.
Some Danish oil.
Give it a wash with a mess first. You've got a lot of dust on there.
Oh, give it a wash and mess. Okay.
Alex has had a good week. He's been off work with COVID, isolating in the workshop. He's
I'll
enjoyed
maybe give it a
himself.
little blow down. In fact, what I'll do is I'll give it a quick vacuum first. Just
Roy's
tidy
got
up.
a good question. He said, "Are you going to leave it to sit flat, or are you going to turn some feet to put on the bottom?"
It's either that or I'll buy a few felt pads and stick them on it.
Bit of green baize.
Well, you've
green
shaped the
base, yeah.
bottom of it very, very slightly, haven't you?
I have just a
So you
little
won't
tiny
have
bit.
to put feet on, really.
Hopefully not. But if I need to, I will.
Yorkshire
So
Yorkshire gets says, I wonder if I should advertise for the new vacancies for Yorkshire Grit demo turners whilst I'm here.
I knew he was going to say that.
Good one, Clint. I used it today.
It's okay. It's still mentioned every time I do something. So
Is that bark
Yeah.
leaving the on the left hand side there, Brian?
is it leaving?
Looks a bit- No, is it bark or not that
There's a
side?
little
The other
bit.
side.
There's a little
The
bit
other
of
side.
bark left.
The other side
And
looks
there's
like
a tiny
little
little bit.
ridge.
There's not much bark. There's a little
Oh,
bit
okay.
there. Oh, there you go.
Fine.
There's little bits there peeling off. So we'll just peel them off.
Checking.
I'm going to give that a rub with a wire brush in a minute anyway. I just wanted to let you guys see the end. See what it looks like with some oil on it. So if I can get this open, because it's got a child lock on it.
Get Michelle to do it.
I don't laugh, guys. I had to get Matthew to come in here and do it the last time. But I managed it this time. We're okay. A smallish paintbrush that'll fit through said hole.
Ruth wants to know if that was a Hoover nozzle you just used.
That was a Hoover nozzle, yeah. And here I'm doing it again. Look.
He hoovers before it hits the floor, Ruth. Shavings.
Try to keep the place tidy, Ruth. Not like Terra, you know.
Well, Glenn's getting
Michelle-
applicants for Yorkshire Grit supported turners because he needs some, having sacked all the existing ones.
I've been
I
sacked.
won't
I don't
bother
know
to
how.
apply because before I made my first YouTube video, I got sacked. So
That's true.
Before
I
even,
remember that.
before
Yeah,
even
you did.
started.
He wasn't even started. Oh, Matthew.
It's all right,
Matthew, the
Matthew.
boy's home.
He's got the lid open now, mate. He's got it off.
Fred Gilliver
Matthew, the boy's just home.
is in. Good evening, Fred.
Hi, Fred.
Fred.
hi, Fred.
Actually looks quite nice. Little punky bit just there, but we'll just put some oil on it.
Michelle
fine.
has just said, Ruth, he knows how to use it. That's the Hoover, of course. In the workshop, but not in the house.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
different qualification, isn't it?
Totally. This is
Yeah.
industrial. That's domestic. I can't do
Yeah.
domestic.
Richard Phelan would like to know what oil you're using.
That's Danish oil. It comes from. It's
Denmark.
Pars Danish oil. You see that? Pars Danish oil.
Yeah.
I bought that years ago. I don't usually use it. It's quite thick actually. I would like to thin it down a bit, but I don't know what to thin it with. That looks alright, doesn't it? Quite like that.
Nice.
Turpentine.
Quite rustic. Right.
Are you
So
going to put
Then it
anything on the
turpentine.
bark?
on the back, yeah, oil.
Yeah.
But I want to brush it first.
Brian, thin it
Ah.
with turpentine.
Turps. Oh, okay. Turps.
Yeah.
Now, Grandma Ruth says, Michelle, Terry is exactly the same. He has no knowledge of housework.
I don't even know how to switch. I don't even know how to switch a washing machine or a dishwasher.
Ask Michelle who made her dinner this evening. Go on, ask Michelle in the chat there. Ask Michelle who made dinner.
Ask
this evening.
Ruth who made her dinner every evening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Last 40 years.
hmm
Uh,
So let's take this off and remount it and get rid of that tenon.
Are you putting anything on the bark? Asks Roy.
Yeah, but I'll do it at the end because I'm going to remount it here.
White spirit to thin Danish oil.
Steve,
says,
is that your fault?
Lynn.
Always.
Hello, Steve.
just dropped
When
that.
did you join?
Shh, Terry. Shh, Terry. Terry.
How long were you waiting, Steve?
Shh,
Oh, only about
Terry.
Only about 45 minutes. No, I was
Oh,
only
okay.
waiting about
Right,
3
just to
minutes.
let you know, you've been running for one can of beer. I'm just opening the second now.
That's
Yeah.
okay, mate. I've got one. I've can of beer left, so we're good to go.
You've been running for a half a glass of wine.
Pete's
Baz. Simple things is in.
Pete's got
What's
three
Evening, Baz.
things of beer, so we're going.
Yeah, I got 3 ready just in case he overruns.
So we'll just
You
try
won't.
and take this off now. That doesn't look very.
I think he's trying to stretch this one out.
That looks miles over the round.
Over the round.
Out of round.
Oval.
Andy
actually
Robert Lerner said, "Could you use mess to thin the oil?" I've never tried it.
I wouldn't have thought so. That evaporate, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Just
evaporate.
about pretty quick.
Turpentine or white spirits. This is the way to use.
I use
Benjamin
white
says
spirits
he's
because I
got
can't
a
afford
robot.
turpentine.
Ben's saying, I've got a robot vacuum to do my hoovering. I can't be dealing with women's work. Yeah, but is it any good?
Well, don't know if she answers him back. No, it's
Yeah.
not.
I had a friend in down Ireland, down in Sallins, just outside Kildare, or in County Kildare, who had one of those robot sweeper things in her kitchen. It was grand until the dog pooped on the floor.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So the motto is don't have a dog if you got one.
Yeah, shoot the dog.
No, because it took her about 3 days to clean the kitchen.
It just
I think.
moved it around the floor, did it?
It just spread it all over the kitchen. If you remember, a long time ago, there was a thing called the Dirty Protest in the Maze prison.
Mhm.
That's what it looked like.
Oh dear.
There was poop everywhere.
Shoot the dog.
That's not very nice.
It works. Wouldn't do it again.
Roy, did you get your load back together, mate?
Yeah, Roy was fixing his lift today, and he had to use Yorkshire
Belts
grit
were
on the pulley.
twisting, weren't
Oh,
they?
did he?
Pulleys were out of.
He said it did the job.
You use Yorkshire grit microfine on the pulleys,
Hmm.
It's lapping paste.
just as a lapping paste, yeah.
There you go.
There
You
we go.
could use it on your seal, your valves and your engine as well, then for lapping
Yeah.
paste.
That's right.
You probably could, yeah.
What lathe you got, Roy?
I think that's all right. It's just too punky in the middle there, guys. It's just kind of pulling it out.
Yeah, you can
Well, let's
see,
just
can't
sand.
you?
Let's just sand that and get that. We'll sand that with some 80 grit.
Yeah, he's something to 20 grit. That'll sort it.
Yep, Terry throws a bit of that 20 grit here.
Okay, on the way.
Terry has a house brick he uses. You notice how I laid that down there? Oh, come back here, extractor.
Roy said you're too slow, Brian. He only had one bottle of beer ready for the stream.
Oh, yeah, what's going on there? Who said it was too slow?
Roy,
Roy.
Oh, Roy.
Roy's a boy.
You should always bring two, right? Always bring them back up.
Yep.
Or you never know what could go wrong.
It's a consolation with punky wood that doesn't turn right. It does sand very quickly and very easily.
It sands quickly, yeah. But it's a bit damp now with sanding sealer, so it's kind of clogging up my sandpaper.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But no
Oh,
matter.
Ben says when he bought the that vacuum cleaner, it was to be a novelty, but it's ended up doing quite a good job. So only uses his proper vacuum once a week. That's all right.
Very good.
That's not bad going. But I bought my wife a Dyson. Man, I haven't vacuumed in years now.
Yeah.
Oh, have you? Ah.
I never bought
Yeah.
my wife anything. I made her buy it, and she vacuums. It's lovely.
I'm waiting for the response from Ruth on that one.
Grandma Ruth
Terry,
said,
Terry,
"Well,
Terry.
I'm not saying
That is
nothing.
shocking.
I came home one night from work when Rebecca was a baby, and Terry had stuffed her nappy with kitchen roll. That's about the length of his domestic chores."
Well, it's leaking out the sides. So what you do, you know?
Good man, Terry. I'm proud of you.
Come on, what's that smell? I don't know. I think your daughter's made a mess.
I think your
Oh,
daughter's
dear.
pooped in her pants.
It worked. Stopped it going anywhere.
Roy said he got it back together, his lasers is, with a new belt on, but it's clicking at low speeds.
That could be the belt itself.
It could be the belt itself. It could be just a running in time.
Yeah. Could be
Get the
grabbing
belt
as it's
settled
going
in.
round.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not too tight either, because that'll make
Yeah,
it click.
don't have it too tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, too tight makes it click, as I found out to my cost.
And that'll cut the belt out pretty quick and all.
Oh, yeah. Still a little bit punky in the middle there.
So it's a zip very speed. Is that a Reeves drive on that?
Right, I've only been turning for a little while, so and I've never seen a Reeves drive lathe.
Mhm.
So, how does a Reeves drive lathe operate?
It's basically two pulleys each side of the belt, and if you've got it on the fastest speed, then where the motor is, the two pulleys pull apart, so the belt is right down inside, and on the other side, on the spindle, the spring pushes it close together, and as you wind the spring back, it opens up. It closes up or it opens up the spindle two pulleys, which go
All
across
right.
it, and
So
then
making
the other
it,
ones spring back in and tighten it up as you wind it back.
Okay.
So it's basically just higher and lower the ratio each side. Works a treat actually. I had my Poolwood 2840 was a Reeves drive. Just turn a
So-
handle to speed up. You
So
can't
basically
speed it
what you're
up
telling me, yeah.
whilst
Basically, what you're
it's
telling me
stopped.
is a variable size pulley,
Yeah, two
Exactly.
pulleys.
Yeah.
like a cone that just comes apart and goes together again.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly
each
that.
side.
Ah, there you go.
But you can't do it while it's still. You have to run the lathe to get it to work.
So you have to change the speed when it's running.
So
Okay.
if you leave it in full speed, switch off, go away, and put your new piece of odd shit timber on, don't switch the lathe on.
Yeah.
Turn it by hand until you can wind the belt back. Or else it'll just fly around the room.
Zed's joined us. Hi, Zed.
So
How's
that's
that?
it. How you doing, buddy? Right, that's the punkiness kind of gone from that. I've just dropped that down a
I
rabbit
had
hole.
that Reeves drive for 30 odd years. It worked a treat. Still working when I got rid of it.
They do work quite well, but you do need to keep them clean, keep the mechanism
Yeah.
working nicely.
I used to service it once every couple of months.
I don't know how they'd work in a damp environment, because if the shaft get a little bit of rust on it, then it can cause
Yeah.
issues. can't it?
Yeah.
Suppose that's all there was at one time, huh?
Yeah. Well, that was modern art. I mean, the other ones were
Yeah,
just
that was.
fixed pulleys. You just moved it.
It's obviously a lot cheaper to manufacture than a variable speed controller, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yes, I think they are cheaper.
It used to go from 300 to 2,800, which is easily enough. It was a full size lathe as well. It was massive. Probably big as or bigger than I got now and Brian got.
Yeah, pools were big, aren't
Right.
they?
Mm.
I think that's not bad. Just going to give that a bit of a blow out there on this.
Hodgepodge Woodworks is in. Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
Good evening, Robert.
And blow out that barking mat. And I'm going to use a little soft brass brush on this just to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, Roy's
Because I haven't got
asking. Sorry.
Sandoflex.
Roy's asking, what did I lube it up with? It was a grease gun. It had grease nipples all around it. You just fill everything with grease.
You don't want too much lube on it though, because then that's going to fly everywhere. And
Oh no,
Yeah.
you just a couple of pumps
Yeah.
every 2 months, and it would work a treat. All the bearings.
yeah,
were-
I know some people they think greasing up they need to put half a tub on, don't they? So it just gets everywhere then.
Yep.
And the good and
Yeah.
the disadvantage with grease is on an open surface, being in dust, it's just going to be a magnet for all the dust to
Clogs up.
stick to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, indeed.
Yeah.
It had grease
Just enough
nipples
and
in
not
right
too
past
much
the
is the answer.
bearings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of pumps of grease once every 2 or 3 months.
When I used to do when I was doing my apprenticeship, our instructor always told us if you're putting grease on a piece, let's say for instance you're putting a bearing on a shaft, you put the grease on your finger, wipe off what you think you don't need, and then wipe a bit more off, and then smidge it over. If your finger's not grabbing as you're rubbing over the shaft, then you still got grease on your finger.
Too much. Yeah.
You put too much on. All right.
Yeah.
It's a good tip too. Yeah. Mr. Anderson and his Sandoflex. Who needs a Sandoflex? Got a wire brush.
Oh, it's good. Phil Anderson's technique is brilliant.
Does I?
Not sure if we can get him in this country. England, that is. You maybe get him somewhere. Probably be a arm red leg to get it sent over.
Better be somebody. There we go. I think we're good to go.
Yes, I do, Glyn.
Nice one.
I think we'll just oil that now, guys. Go for it.
Gonna blow it off first or not?
Oh, I better do that again. That's a good plan.
You haven't put the journey soil on your bed, have you?
Oh, Joe! I
Thank
didn't,
you,
Joe.
well done,
No. I put it on a little shelf. No, I didn't. I put
On a little shelf called a lathe bed. You're going to cover the bed in case you drip oil all over it?
Nah, not this time. I'm just going to go for it.
Ben said same thing with mustard. People use far too much. I've never tried mustard on my roof drive, but you know.
No. I
can't
like mustard on
imagine
my
that.
steak.
I can't imagine that'd lube much.
Might make it taste nice. But
I was going to say, it'd be all right with liquid.
not much of a lubricator, I don't think.
Greg Alexander has joined us. Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Greg. Welcome along, buddy.
Greg, how are you?
Good afternoon, he says.
Good afternoon.
To the next day.
Yeah.
Okay, Terry, I'll put my boat back up.
Well done, Brian. Just in case. Don't take a second.
Oh, look, I can set the bottle
Height
on.
of laziness. Height of laziness.
Oh, shocking. Shocking. Oh, look,
If you
big
put
drip.
that first, you could put the oil on it as well.
Yeah, I could have, right enough. Boys, you boys are good at this after the fact instruction, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Sharp as razors.
We train for it.
Yeah, that's why you've got a badge, Terry.
Especially the stuff that you keep telling us before.
Him and the badge.
It's the afterthought badge.
Have you got a badge, Brian?
No, you have.
You haven't. Oh, blimey.
No, I haven't got a badge. No.
Brian,
Why
you
would
missed
I?
a bit
Where?
on the
From-
front there.
I'm not finished yet.
On the back, that is. Yeah.
This is the back. Down here.
That's
the back
it.
you missed.
That's what I'm well done.
That's better.
I'll probably need 3 or 4 coats because it's just soaking in something shocking. Shocking.
Yeah,
it
probably
says.
will. Funky
Quite
wood
good.
tends to be thirsty.
Quite thick that oil in it.
It's thick. It is thick.
Yes.
Yeah,
It doesn't look as
that's
if
what I
it's
said.
on
I
the,
think it's nearly too thick.
It does look nice, though.
It's not soaking into the bark as much as I thought it would.
Is
You
it,
peel the bark off,
um,
innit? It's just
From
the
this
edge there.
angle, Brian, your bottle looks as if it's half on and half off that. Yeah, fair enough.
There you go. Gee whiz.
Well done, Joe.
God. My God, I'm getting abused again. Anybody in the
Grandma
chat
Ruth.
want to
You've
give me
got us for.
Anybody
Grandma
in the
Ruth.
chat want to help me here? Save me a bit.
Grandma Ruth has said, really lovely. However, from a
Oh,
practical
no.
point of view,
There's a
the
however.
rough wood is difficult to dust.
It is. I've
See, I got it trained.
I've
See
got
how
a
I got her
clock.
trained? She thinks it's
Similar.
dusting.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter to me. don't
I have
dust
to
it.
say, I don't
Oh.
care. I won't be dusting it.
Oh,
I
Why
won't
have
go
a
do
wife
it
who
now.
does
that's
it
not the
yourself?
attitude to have. That's
I'm just
not
gonna
the attitude.
I'm just gonna pat this a little bit with the cloth just to take some excess off.
Yeah, Rufus is how you remove the dust. Damp
Yeah,
cloth,
just-
look, pat it like that. There you go.
Damp cloth,
Say
just
do,
get a
Ruth.
bit of a
Oh.
pat.
see
Or take it
Terry.
out to the shed and say,
Steve
Terry,
said,
could you blow that
hands
out with
off,
your air
tap
hose?
out.
Then we'll hear him start his compressor up in Norfolk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere else in the world.
Not saying that Terry's compressor's loud or anything. Like,
It's just loud.
Hodgepodge is asking, is this a stand for something? It's actually a clock.
it's a clock. It's a mantle clock.
You
Robert,
see that little hole in the front? That's where the clock face is going to go in.
this right here.
It's a micro clock.
It's
Micro
a mini.
clock.
It's a mini clock. So I'm just kind of drying this off a wee bit, and then I'll
I've
dismount
got
it
a
from the
skeleton
assembly.
clock to make for my mantelpiece. All
Here's the clock, Hodge. Little clock face is going on. It's one of those push-in clocks. Fairly
it's got to be at
straightforward,
least
simple thing.
5 years since I bought that skeleton clock to go on the mantelpiece.
Brian doesn't
You still
dust
haven't
either,
done it.
Ruth.
I haven't done it yet. Well, I put it on the
Problem.
mantelpiece and I couldn't see it to read it.
Well, I
'cause it's like,
definitely
still-
don't dust.
I can't be bothered, really.
I don't think I need
And
this chuck
Michelle's already
anymore.
told us that, Brian.
Don't do dusting.
Benjamin got it right. Top tip for dusting rough timber is not a bother. Works a treat.
Don't bother. Yeah, leave it alone.
He does in his workshop, though. Says Michelle. I don't know.
Hmm.
Says Dave. Yeah, we've seen him do it, Dave.
Dab off them wet bits.
Roy's the
It's not
boy.
out the way.
The spirit mixed with oil will be white spirit. Or turpentine, apparently, if you can
Yeah,
go to
turpentine.
arty farty shops.
It's
that
more
sell
profiled,
turpentine.
yeah. More,
Which is cheaper.
turpentine is
Yeah,
more
pay.
professional.
Oh, it doesn't
Certainly
fit the
cheaper.
hole. What am I going to
Cer-
do? Yeah, it does. Only kidding.
Put it on the back on the screw chuck. That's why you put another roll in it.
However, I've got to admit, I have used solar thinners in oil quite successfully because that's what I had in the drawer. So
What,
that's what I
cellulose
used.
thinners?
That's what you had to hand.
Yeah.
So let me just show you that first.
You've caught
Ah.
hodgepodge off guard, Brian.
Why?
This has caught me off guard. Don't have any clock jokes at the moment.
No clock jokes.
Oh.
No, no.
No time
Well,
for that.
I'm sure you'll
It's
find some.
about time you got so much.
Give yourself a minute there, Hodge. You'll think
He's
one.
just put his clock in his word. Any good, Robert? That looks nice.
Does look
Oh,
really nice.
lovely.
One little clock.
Absolutely.
Hey, you
That's
said
nice,
you
yeah.
didn't think it was going to
Very
be any
simple.
good. And like blinking handsome.
And the whole idea was this was just an offcut. Let me just get one of the pieces that I've got. This piece here. So I had another big lump like this that I made into a bowl, and I just cut a corner off to make it round, and that was the piece that was cut off. So instead of
It's a
throwing
very
it in
good
the bin,
use of it.
it turned into a nice little mantle clock.
Excellent use of
Excellent.
that. That's brilliant.
Now, the reason for the hole all the way through the back is sometimes these clocks kind of get stuck in here and it's hard to get them out. So you just need to make a little push rod to push through there and push it out the front,
Which you'll be doing next.
which I'm going to do right now. Got time, have I?
Yeah.
Yes, plenty of time.
Yeah, I've got about a third of a pint left.
Oh, you're all right.
Ooh.
We'll stick an SC3 chuck on. And I was
You said you got 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Why? What's happening in 2 minutes?
No, just
It's not
Sure,
going to go
I'm
on.
seeing-
yet.
to
Joe
watch some of my
Garofalo
fellows.
is in.
That's
Hello,
good.
Good
Joe.
evening, Joe.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Hi, Joe.
Why is that not getting there? There we go.
And Robert has said, "Of course you have
wanna do
time. You just made a clock."
change camera, right?
I changed camera to this, right? There we go.
So what wood is this, Brian, that you've got?
This is a piece of mahogany.
Okay.
I don't know if this is going to work or not.
Would you
Might
Yeah,
go?
so-
change. Put the tailstock up. Yep. It's just to hold it in place. We'll use that one. Winding half a day to get the tailstock to come out. There we we go. It's far enough. Stick that in there. I think that's about right. Let's just run that and see what happens. Turn the speed down a bit. That'll do.
Yeah, go on.
I did tighten that, didn't I? I did. So that's good. Tool rest. Out of said drawer. Put there somewhere. Down a little bit. Just quickly bring that to round. Oh, need more speed than that.
Doug said, Brian, if you dropped a bit more of that oil on the bedways, it wouldn't squeak so badly.
Any more cheek, Pete? Just whenever you're finished there.
Well,
So
there'll
now
be some more in a minute.
Yeah, you'll think of something in a minute. Yeah, good man.
I wasn't Peter. He was just reiterating what was said in the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Doug Miller's now being excommunicated from the channel.
So now, what size did I make that hole, Pete? You remember?
Wouldn't it 7?
Yeah, that was an 8mm, I think.
Yeah, so you need a 7mm push rod. Zed said his tailstock has got a slight warp in it and it's a pain to wind in and out.
Oh dear.
Anyone know how to correct that? I had the same problem and I corrected it by buying a new quill.
Yeah.
Unless you got a press, try and press it out.
If you've got a big press, it'll do the job, but it's a heavy piece of steel. I don't think that'll be in most workshops. Can we have a change of camera, please?
That do?
That's nice,
Yep.
yeah.
Norman Greenwell saying he's got Axminster Woodturner's chuck predates the SK series, and all the jaws fit it.
Yes.
Yes, they do. All the Axminster jaws fit all the Axminster chucks. You probably got the what's the name? I can't remember now.
Had a
Super
master in
precision
there
chuck.
somewhere, isn't it? Super precision, that's it, yeah.
Super precision chuck.
I got one of those as well. They're good.
Yeah.
But all the
Think-
Axminster jaws fit.
I think Glenn has a few of them too.
You don't know where they are, but he got them.
He's got some boxes with them in, yeah.
John Scarborough's got to go. Thank you, John, for joining us today.
Thank you, John.
Look forward to seeing you next time.
Cheers,
See you later,
John.
John.
Bye for now.
Andy Woodbutt Learner said, don't use all the oil on that piece, Brian. You might need it for your joints.
So I've just used an 8mm spanner there, just to give me the size I need there. And I'll do the same thing there.
Actual fact,
That
if
is
you sharpen the
sharpened,
sides
ain't
of the
it,
spanner, you just wind it along.
You could, aye. Or you could use a skew.
I think, yeah, go on then, Brian, use the skew.
Or I could just use a spindle gauge.
Skew would make a nice job of it.
Unless my name was Steve, and then he wouldn't use a skew.
You
Oh,
could use a roughing
Did I
gauge.
say that out loud?
so-called friends.
Steve's got a skew, he owns one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's about
Yes.
time he used it, really, isn't it?
Just needs to practice for that, so.
What,
I'm
peeling
waiting,
cut
for,
there?
I'm waiting for someone to give me a lesson that he said he was going to give me.
I'll give you a lesson, Steve, when I come up next.
That's what you said last year.
3 hours. Until you use it properly.
Keith
Now, the
Jarvis is
problem
having
is-
to go.
I don't know
Hello,
how long
Keith.
this... Hi, Keith. Thank you for coming in. So I made it a little bit thinner at this end than it is at the other end. Nothing fancy, straightforward. There we go. How big do we need? Let me just check the depth.
You need to pull it out so it just moves it out a 1/4 inch so you can grab it out.
There we go. So I need that length and a little bit more. So I just need that's just come right to the end of
Perfect.
that and that'll be fine. So let me just do a little tiny bit more.
Double check your diameter. Not too tight.
I'm going now.
'Cause
I'll
once you
just run
start
my
it off, you might have
8
to
mil
try it.
spanner there and it's a bit loose, which is perfect.
Good man.
All the way to the end. So just give that a quick rub with a bit of sandpaper.
Then it will definitely fit.
A little bit of 120 grit. Not take too much of it.
Yes, Mark, he's just used an 8mm spanner as a sizing for the spindle size.
And then a little bit of 240. Turn the speed away down. Tiny little bit of sanding sealant. And I wonder could I get away with removing that chuck with that tailstock now? What do you think?
No.
No?
Go as much as you can with the point of a skew from each
I'll go
side
there.
and it'll cut off lovely. You going to polish it as well or not bother?
Yeah, I'm going to polish it now. Just in a second. I was just trying to go. So I wonder could I get away with polishing the end of it?
Oh, you will do once you get it cut off.
Yeah, you can. You could also grit it as well and joke and sing for Nigel.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
going to do. That's exactly what my plan is.
I think Nigel
Yes,
left early.
Todd.
No
Brian
one
is
might.
making a poker outer thingy for the clock.
A poker out thing.
A pokey outy stick. That's exactly what it is. A pokey outy stick. So
Zed
get
said
rid of that.
$120 for the quill for his lathe.
Wow.
Mine cost me
Wow.
£38, so I was quite prepared to pay that.
Oh, that was all right. So we'll
Tell
use
you what,
some.
though, Zed, if you've got a
That's
access
regret
to
original.
a metal lathe, you can get the quill out and
Oh,
unbolt it. You can
supposed
create
to
a
actually
metal
put
lathe.
that on when it's not
and
running.
turn the
Get that
bent bit. So it's out round again.
I've
Just
used a whole
skim
lot of Yorkshire grit there. I don't need as much as that.
a couple of millimeters.
But there we go. Run the lathe at about 400.
Don't forget your product saver.
Don't forget your product saver.
And for you, Nigel, hands of your pity can be soft as your face. With light brown, Yorkshire gritty.
See, I knew we'd get it in somewhere. Just to please,
Glenn.
Glenn.
Just send it out.
Does he rescinded my P45 yet?
Ben's asked how I managed to damage the quill. I don't know if I ever did damage it, Ben. It was always a little bit on the stiff side. It never spanned freely, and I had to keep taking it apart and cleaning it and putting it back in again.
Wasn't the record
In
per
the
by any
end,
chance, was it?
No, it was on the Axminster.
All right.
In the end, I took it off and I put it on the lathe bed and I put a bright light behind it. And as I rolled it, I could just see a slight distortion in it. And then I twigged the problem was it was bent.
That's
Replaced it
squeaking.
and it's been grand ever since.
Tiny little bit of Hampshire sheen on this now. My go-to finish. Hampshire sheen.
Thanks, Andy. Thought that squeak was Joe at first.
So did I.
What squeak?
When you were
Squeak that's coming off
polishing
your
it.
lathe.
I don't remember any squeaking. I didn't. Was there squeaking coming from your end?
Oh, you're
I didn't
deaf.
hear it. Must have been Joe singing.
Oh.
Up the list.
Yeah, right. Turn the speed up, just like that. Shine itself, basically.
Zed damaged his quill by turning something too big, too fast. The quill extended too far.
Never.
It's
Not Zed.
Operator error.
I can't believe
that's
Zed
just
was
kind
turning.
of dead stuff, really, isn't it? Really.
Was that an ugly piece of wood, Zed? That'll make a change for you. change hands.
There you go. Perfect.
Just like that.
Lovely.
Just like that. And it needs a tiny little rub with a bit of sandpaper, and I'll just do that by hand. Just a little. There's a little nub on it there. Just rub that off. And I'll just test this off camera here. It's just too big. Would you believe that? It's actually perfect. So it goes. It sits in the back.
Video.
Can't really see it. That just that
Yeah.
much. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit sticking out.
Yeah.
And if I push it in, it pushes the clock out.
Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah, that's great.
Although Gerard said he thinks it would work better if it was threaded.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not about to thread it, Jared. So there we go, guys. One little clock. Let me just show you that now. Go back to there. And there's our completed clock.
Look at that. Lovely.
Very nice.
Super.
Turn around the back, and there's our little button at the back. It's actually quite a tight fit, so it doesn't fall out, and you have to go looking for it when you want to change the battery in the clock.
Yeah.
Look at the bum.
There you go.
And the natural edge on the top there looks very nice, I think.
That was a great use of a piece of wasted wood, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It would have just went in the bin otherwise.
Very nice.
Or on
Very
the back
nice
of my
indeed.
on the back of my fire, I would have to say.
Lovely, Mr.
I'll
O.
just,
Says
so I'll just
Michelle.
put this, just take this chuck off here and put it back on my chuck buddy, supplied by Steve at SK Crafts.
I noticed Michelle's not
Okay.
knocking on the door there with a.
Have any of you
Like
have
a
any
beer
of you seen my chuck buddy setup? Let me just show you that just quickly before we finish. There we go. There's my
Look at
So-
that.
the lathe is
Very-
right there. Look. So
Very
just
professional looking.
reach across the lathe and unscrew that. Unscrew it. There we go. Off the chuck buddy and then back on again. Set at 45
Put
degrees so as it looks easier. Then there's no pressure on the chuck buddy.
I put mine on this morning. Lovely it was.
And
screw
back
on
to
there.
there.
Brilliant.
There
I
we
have
go,
to say,
guys.
I had to go and buy a record power 2-inch chuck just so I could put one on the wall with a chuck buddy.
Yes.
'Cause I haven't got enough wall
That's a
space
bit,
with my
that's a
other
bit
chuck.
overkill, Pete. So just bring you guys back in.
Don't forget, everybody, Lewis, the Klondike Craftsman's got a video out tonight.
Half
And
10.
don't
He's got
forget
his link.
Terry's giveaway. Has Lewis put his link in? No,
I don't
No.
think so. He's probably
No,
just
he's,
got
he
all-
was,
He has,
he was
actually.
driving, so he's not done it
Ah.
yet.
he's probably still working on it.
Go to Lewis's channel and you'll find it from there.
Yeah,
If you
he'll
subscribe,
pop in
you should
about-
get
Here's my
a
channel.
reminder.
If you want to go in, have a look at the 500 sub giveaway, whatever I made today.
And the good news is
Rules are,
that
in the, rules are in the description.
Pete from Twisted Trees is very close to 500 as well. So we will be getting
Yes.
another video from Pete sometime in the near future. If some of you
So
guys
Give one
nip
last
across
night.
there.
What more do you want?
If you
Just-
go to Pete's
There's
channel,
a
you can
500 giveaway
subscribe
coming
to
because
Pete
he's
as
on
well.
490 something at the minute.
Put your link in, Pete.
492.
209 Yeah, 92. So 8 more and we'll get another giveaway, guys. Jump in
Link
there.
in, Peter. People might want to subscribe.
So, any questions, guys? No, no questions. Good. It's all loaded for my 6:30 time. That's 6:30 your time, Lewis, which is 10:30 our time, I think.
And don't
So,
get people.
what-
Brian's got a new website now. Pop over and have a look.
Oh, I still have.
I'm not advertising it. Pop over and have a look, and he would really like some feedback as to what you think.
would.
of it, because it's all brand new. Pete's
It's
designed it for us,
Heart-
and
Heartwood Turning. How does it go, Pete? Heartwood Turning.
.woodturners.uk.
That's it.
woodturners.uk.
That's
If
it.
anybody wants
Nice,
a
and, nice and
website,
simple.
speak to Pete.
Have a word with Pete.
Coming soon. Coming soon. I've got
So
one
it's
more
very, very
person
good.
who's just putting another test one up now.
Cool.
If that's
Just test
successful,
it.
then we'll let you know all about it.
There you go.
Excellent.
Feedback would be good, just to say
Yeah.
whether
So
it's good or bad, or
have a
what
look
you
at mine,
think.
see what you think, and if you get any feedback, stick it in. Stick it on my Facebook page, private message me or something, so that I can let Pete know.
Or even you
And
could
I'll be
email him through the website.
Yeah.
Or you could contact me through the website, of course, on the contacts page, which has got my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my something else. Facebook.
Yeah, it's all there.
Pete,
got
Richard Phelan wants to
everything's
know, Brian. Richard Phelan wants
Yes,
to know if
Richard.
the wood is the elm that was in the hedge.
It was Richard. That's exactly the same elm. The tree I found in the hedge. And I
Very
need
fresh.
to speak to Richard about some more blanks. I need some from Richard.
Yeah.
So we're done, guys. 9:15. That'll do us for today.
Good life, mate. Good life.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for from Terry.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining.
And Joe.
Good night, everybody.
I just managed to sneak in the singing from Pete.
Yeah, I did.
Good night, everyone.
And that's only a beer and a half this time, Pete. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Nah.
oh, sorry, 2 beers. Then.
He's finished it.
He's finished it. And from Steve, thanks very much, Steve, for coming in, even if you were
That's
late. No more.
Oh, some of us are,
Yeah, some of us have to work for a living. Yeah, I know. Okay, guys, that's us. Thank you very much.
Have a great
So
week,
it's good
guys.
night from me, and it's good night from them, and we'll see you all
everybody.
again
Thanks
Good night,
again.
all.
See you soon.
Thursday.
Night.